Yes, we begin with the big story, and it's a massive victory for India on the biggest stage of them all, as the United Nations Security Council named and shamed Jaish-E-Mohammad the terror group. Now, despite Pakistan's preemptive efforts against India at the United Nations, the global body's Security Council, including China, on Thursday condemned in the strongest terms the heinous and cowardly suicide bombing in Jammu and Kashmir, which resulted in over 40 Indian paramilitary forces dead and dozens wounded on February 14, 2019, for which Jaish-E-Mohammad has claimed responsibility. That's the massive statement coming in by the United Nations Security Council. It's a strong show of international solidarity and support for India. The powerful, all-powerful United Nations Security Council, comprising of 15 nations, including China, US, UK, France, have condemned in the strongest terms the heinous and cowardly terror attack perpetrated by Pakistan-based Jaish-E-Mohammad in Pulwama, and stressed on the need to hold organizers and financiers of such reprehensible acts accountable and bring them to justice. So it's on the biggest stage of them all. The United Nations Security Council has condemned the Pulwama attack and has named Pakistan-based terror organization Jaish-E-Mohammad. It's a significant victory. It's a significant victory for India on the biggest stage, and it shows how the world has united behind India and has condemned Pakistan. This is the first reaction of the Indian government we are putting out for you. It's the spokesperson of the MEA that has reacted on this massive win. Ravish Kumar says Pakistan comes under international pressure to act against terrorists and terror groups operating from its soil to take action against those responsible for Pulwama attack. United Nations Security Council condemns cowardly suicide bombing in Pulwama by Jaish-E-Mohammad. It's time to act. Certainly, it's time to act on terror. Now, UNSC includes China, by the way, as a veto-wielding permanent member that is, in the past, has blocked India's bids in the Security Council Committee to designate Masood Azhar as a global terrorist. So in the past, China had blocked the move to designate Azhar as a global terrorist. Now, the UNSC has called on the global community to cooperate actively with the Indian government in holding the organizers and sponsors of such attacks accountable. So, United Nations Security Council itself urging the world community, the global community, to work with India to take action against these organizers and sponsors of terror attacks. It's named Jaish-E-Mohammad. Its UNSC Council is urging the world to cooperate with India and condemn such attacks, act on those who are backing these terror groups. So it's a massive win for India at the United Nations Security Council. It's a massive diplomatic victory. Earlier, remember, China had opposed naming Jaish-Azhar as a global terrorist. Now we can also tell you, sources tell us, that France will take a lead in issuing that statement against Jaish-E-Mohammad and their chief, and China too will be pressurized to take action and help designate Masood Azhar as a global terrorist. Now, another statement coming in from the UNSC, let me quickly read out from our viewers. The members of the Security Council condemned in the strongest terms the heinous and cowardly suicide bombing in Jammu and Kashmir, which resulted in over 40 Indian paramilitary forces dead and dozens wounded on February 14, 2019, for which Jaish-E-Mohammad has claimed responsibility. This is the exact wording of the UNSC statement, which has named Jaish-E-Mohammad. It goes on to add that the members of the Security Council underlined the need to hold perpetrators, organizers, financiers, and sponsors of these reprehensible acts of terrorism accountable and bring them to justice, and urged all states in accordance with their obligations under the international law and relevant Security Council resolutions to cooperate actively with the Government of India and all other relevant authorities in this regard. So UN names Jaish, urges the world community to work with India to act against the sponsors and backers of that terror group, and the world knows where Jaish-E-Mohammad operates from, and the world knows where Masood Azhar is hiding. So it's a massive win for India at the United Nations Security Council.